What does a ceasefire really mean for economies of India and Pakistan? Beyond the battlefield, it's the economic front where the consequences of conflict or calm are often most visible and most unequal. As tensions ease, the spotlight shifts to a growing economic divide between the two countries. Global rating agency Moody's had earlier issued a stark warning: sustained conflict could severely damage Pakistan's economic recovery and derail its fiscal consolidation efforts. In contrast, Moody's noted that India's macroeconomic stability is likely to remain intact, buoyed by strong public investment and private consumption. Now, the economic gulf between India and Pakistan is now wider than ever. As of 2024, India's GDP stands at $4.2 trillion compared to Pakistan's $374 billion. India's per capita income rose from $1,560 in 2014 to $2,711 in 2024, a 74% increase. Pakistan saw only an 11% rise in the same period. Now, inflation remains a major concern in Pakistan, surging to 23.4% in 2024, while India maintained stability at 4.7%. Foreign reserves also paint a stark contrast. India holds over $688 billion, while Pakistan's reserves remain under $15 billion. Now, on the trade front, India exported goods worth $779 billion in 2023, more than 22 times Pakistan's $35 billion. The economic cost could be steep if tensions persist, particularly for Pakistan, already reliant on IMF support, as we've seen in previous days. With its recent bailout approved amid India's opposition, any further instability could only push its economy towards collapse. Food prices have skyrocketed, with rice reaching 340 rupees per kilogram and chicken 800 rupees. Unemployment is projected to hit 8% in 2025. Analysts warn that while India can still weather the storm with minor fiscal bumps, Pakistan stands to lose a lot more. All right, for more on this, I'm now being joined by Mr. Ambarish Baliga, who's an independent market analyst, live from Mumbai. Mr. Baliga, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for joining me here on World Business Watch. So, with the India-Pakistan agreement, how do you see Indian and Pakistani stock markets playing out this week?
I see normally investors look for stability, and a war-like situation brings with it certain amount of uncertainty, and due to which we see sharp corrections, as those with the lower risk-taking ability generally tend to sell out. So, if there is no further violation of ceasefire by Pakistan, I think we should see the Indian markets bouncing back well. That's exactly what we're seeing in the morning today, and more importantly, holding up. I mean, India has proven its military capabilities beyond doubt. Macro numbers are improving. Earnings have been better than expected. Monsoons are expected to be better than normal. UK-India trade treaty done. Should have the US-India trade agreement soon. So it seems everything is going fine for our markets. So I think we should still see the markets holding up, and I think going beyond that level of 25,000 quite soon. And I don't track the Pakistani stock market, so really can't comment on it.
So, and in your view, when it comes to the Indian rupee and the Pakistani rupee, what's your view on that, on the impact that it's going to take on either front?
See, INR had one of the best weeks in recent times, just before Operation Sindoor was announced. And post that, we saw a fall. So I expect the rupee to gain again as the ceasefire has been announced. And also, after a long time, we are seeing FIs have turned net buyers since a fortnight. And overall, US dollar also has been weakening against major currencies. So I don't think Indian rupee would be any different. So overall, I'm bullish on Indian rupee.
Understood, sir. And as far as the IMF bailout is concerned, which we've seen just in recent days, how effective do you feel the bailout will be for Pakistan's long-term economic development?
See, the last time India took an IMF loan was sometime in 1991 or 1993, if I'm not wrong, and it was repaid back in 2000. 91 was the turning point for India, and now we are projected to be the third largest economy by 2028. So now it depends on those in power in Pakistan, whether they seriously want to rejuvenate their economy or still want to misuse the funds for other activities as expressed by India during the IMF meeting. Operation Sindoor, I think, has proven that such misuse can actually go down the drain. So I hope better sense prevails and they try to learn from the India model, which would go a long way in improving the quality of life of their citizens and improve peace in the region.
So, if I were to just take a little further from here in terms of India's push for indigenous products, India's indigenous prowess in terms of military development, arms, ammunitions, air defense systems, it was in full display here. Obviously, no operational details have been
Absolutely.
revealed by the government, but what kind of a boost do you expect in the indigenous defense exports?
I mean, the focus earlier was make in India as far as defense was concerned, and there was some amount of focus as far as exports is concerned. Now, after this display of strength, I think exports is something, especially to the third world countries, exports is something which I think will actually take a huge push. And I think over the next 4 5 years, we should see record exports of our defense products.
Mr. Amrish Baliga, thank you so much for joining me here on World Business Watch. Always a pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah.